Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a different video as I'm coming to you from Moonbase69, but we need to talk about the Elon drama as it is absolutely affecting Tesla stock. Now I said in a video just a month ago, I'll put it up here for you guys, but I said that Elon is going to hurt Tesla stock, and unfortunately it has been worse than I thought. So I want to give you my thoughts on this, what it means for Tesla stock moving forward, and what I have been doing in response to all this. Now, I'm not going to try to sell you anything, no sponsors, nothing, except asking for a tap of the like button and making sure you are subscribed, as there are still about 25-35% of my regular viewers who are not subscribed yet. So thank you to those that checked and clicked accordingly. So let's jump into this. So how did we get here exactly? Well, it all started when he decided to buy Twitter and he needed to sell a lot of Tesla to do so. I mean, a lot of Tesla. Put all the media noise aside around it and all the speculation and all the other noise that came with him buying Twitter and all that other stuff like that. Just ignore all that. The fact was that amount of selling was going to do some big moves down, and it absolutely did. So there's no surprise there. Big selling means big downward moves, and with the market trending down at the same time, it made the ride a bit more extreme than first expected. But then shortly after that takeover and after all that selling and after all the algos did all their thing and all the other crap like that pushed the stock down. But after all that and after the takeover, which we knew was going to be drama to begin with because he came in, he kind of, shook up the box and dumped out the contents all over the table, threw most of it away, and then started kind of putting it back together, basically implementing all his own stuff and everything else and bringing over people from Tesla and other places to do that. You knew there was going to be some controversy with that approach. Again, this was known, it was expected, and you knew the media would just eat it up, and they absolutely did, hook, line, and sinker. But then it went from Elon being Elon and kind of doing his thing, trying to turn around Twitter, to Elon getting a lot more political, combative, and straight up trolling to troll, which isn't good. Now, to be clear, you guys know I don't care about politics. You guys know that if you've been around this channel for any point in time, you know I don't do it. I don't care. Somehow rich people get rich regardless of who's in charge. I mean, imagine that. Regardless of who's in charge, rich people get rich. No surprise there at all. Now, I don't like it when a CEO wades too far into it, but it happens on both sides of the aisle, and a lot of CEOs do it. Not just Elon, but Elon chose to go there, and that's who we're discussing. It's his choice. But not everyone likes it. And again, it went from endorsing candidates for president or for office or whatever to trolling people, which of course is one step kind of beyond just having a political opinion or supporting one party or the other or whatever. I just personally think it's kind of unnecessary and might have an effect on Tesla, but we will discuss that more here in just a minute, guys. We'll get to it, I promise. Now, I'm not concerned with the Twitter files, and I actually like the approach there. I mean, let the journalist kind of release the stuff while he runs the company. No problem there in my opinion, and the media is going to have an opinion regardless, so this is kind of the best way to approach it and kind of get the information out there and kind of let the facts speak for themselves. But then he got combative fast, and that wasn't a good look. So we were discussing the other day in the group the controversy Elon kicked up, accusing Apple of being against free speech and then removing the Twitter app from the App Store, and how it would kind of affect Tesla and Apple. And I actually put out a video as well to kind of cover the topic in depth and kind of make some further points about advertising and what Elon is trying to do there at Twitter, the effects on Tesla and all that good stuff like that. It all came together, and it all created one basic, kind of bundle of effects for all those different companies. But the point is, he basically made a pretty bold claim against Apple without presenting anything more and just basically trashed them. Now, to be clear, if Apple did pull the app and cut off advertising, Twitter goes bankrupt and Elon burned $44 billion, but he still felt the need to go after them anyways. And then just a few days later, after he apparently went and met with Apple and Tim Cook, everything was kind of just fine, but it was still a bad look. First with the accusation, then saying it's all good after they agreed to, basically reinstate all their advertising and they won't pull your app. Didn't really put Elon in the best light either way, in my opinion. And now he's kind of moved on to just straight up trolling people, especially from one side of the political aisle. Not that I care which side they're trolling, but he is obviously doing it to one side more than the other. Or just because he likes to troll people in general, and I don't think this is the place to rehash all that here in detail as well, because those details of what he's doing aren't really relevant or, to the bigger point that we're trying to make here about Tesla stock, so I'm not going to jump into those details. Now, you may like it, you may not like it, you may agree or strongly disagree or whatever, but I don't think us sitting around and discussing it ad nauseum, because it's already been discussed ad nauseum, or getting heated about it or making snap judgments is the best way to view this. The question I am asking myself, and I think you should consider asking yourself too, is how is this relevant to me as a Tesla shareholder? What can you do with this information? What can we do with this information? Well, it's relevant to you as a Tesla shareholder because you've lost a lot of money because of this, regardless of whether it's fair, unfair, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Now, this isn't the only reason Tesla stock is down, don't get it twisted, but it has absolutely contributed to it in a significant way. Like I said, right, wrong, fair, unfair, virtually every shareholder has lost money this year, so it's relevant to you, even if you don't want it to be. It is, unfortunately. But here's where it's important to remember, you do control what you do with the information. Now, if you feel Elon is causing irreversible harm to Tesla and you think the long-term thesis for Tesla is now broken, basically there is a fundamental change in the business is what you're saying, then it may make sense to sell if that is your plan and you feel there is a fundamental change and Tesla can't recover from that. Now, I'm not telling you what to do, but it is something to think about, and I will tell you what I think, and I'm going to do in just a second here. I'm just kind of letting you kind of see all the sides here. So on the flip side, if you think Elon isn't hurting Tesla at all long term, this is just more of a short-term problem and some short-term pain because of it, not a long-term issue, then maybe it's time to just relax and not even worry about it or go on vacation or whatever. Or maybe it's a golden opportunity to add more shares on the cheap as Tesla continues to fall. That is up to you and how you feel about it, not something I can judge for you. So let me tell you how I view this and what I'm doing in response to all this. This has not fundamentally changed the business in my eyes. Now, hold on, slow down. If Tesla has a couple of terrible quarters or if there's a significant shift in Tesla's business, I would then strongly reconsider that thought. But until then, this is Elon being Elon. I don't really like it. It's not my style or preference. I think he can have the same impact or even a bigger impact on free speech and making the internet better by doing everything he is doing, minus the trolling tweets. I think he can accomplish the same thing or bigger by just doing that. Now remember, he's trolled Republicans before, now he's trolling Democrats. He trolls other CEOs, the SEC, dictators, haters. I think he would troll Santa Claus too, and maybe he has. I have no idea since I don't follow anybody on Twitter. All I know is he has been the king troll master for years now, so this is part of the journey with him and part of his persona. So to me, you can't just love the persona and think it's cute and funny when Tesla is running, and then when it hits the stock negatively, get mad about it. This isn't the first time. It isn't the last time. You have to understand that. Even if you don't agree with him and what he's doing it and why or which side he's taking or whatever, you have to understand this is how he operates. So I have been adding on this weakness because as of now, it has nothing to do with the fundamentals of Tesla. It just doesn't, so why wouldn't I add at 155, which I did yesterday? And if you want to give me 140, I'll take it. Wall Street wants to keep Tesla down for a year. As long as the earnings continue to look good for Tesla itself, Wall Street is just allowing me to make more money over the long run. And over the long run, I'm sure he will knock it off and move on to something else eventually. But for now, until fundamentals change at Tesla, I will take advantage of it. And click this video here if you want to see all the stocks I'm buying during this downturn, and click here to see exactly what I'm doing during this downturn and recession. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.